Hello, good day, everybody. I'm your host, Clip, host of the Clubhouse Sports. We're coming to you live right here in Leesburg, Virginia, Loudoun County area. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I'll talk with you guys about the fact that the NFL's agreed to a 17-game season. I'll get you guys to that for sure. I'll take you a chance to the very latest on the Deshaun Watson probe. I'll talk with you guys about the Jazz's plane being hit by a flock of birds after there was experience of a jet engine failure and caused an engine fire and a failure. By the way, I'll get you guys to that. To the Jazz plane trying to make it to Memphis for the Jazz to take on the Grizz. By the way, get you guys to that for sure. I'll tell you guys about the fact the Hornets defeat the Wiz 142 to 104. I'll get you guys who's in the final four, which four teams are in the final four. By the way, winning better, and who's likely to win the Final Four title game. Get you guys to that, and the Final Four champs. I'll get you guys to that for sure. I'll talk to you guys about the fact that Nate Diaz is going to take on Leon Edwards on May 15th, by the way, in Houston. Francis Ngannou, after he took out Stipe Miocic, by the way, for the UFC title, by the way, last week. He wants 2 fights, including one against Derrick Lewis. So, get you guys to that for sure. Tell you guys about the fact that Godzilla vs. Kong movie is out right now, and the fact that Mortal Kombat movie 2021 is gonna be delayed to April 23rd. So that's not gonna look good. I'll say that right now, everybody. So, and the horse out the Wiz. So that's all the news you need to know, everybody, on that note. So first things first, everybody, I'm gonna start things off with the fact that let's see what we got here. The NFL's agreed to 17 games to a 17-game season, by the way, and there's going to be 3. So it says there's going to be 3 preseason games. There's going to be 1 bye week. There's going to be one bye week per team. By the way, guys, the season's going to be kicking off September 9th, and it's going to end on January 9th, 2022. The Pro Bowl starts on February 6th of 2022 at Allegiant Stadium in Vegas. Super 56 is going to be at SoFi Stadium February 13th, everybody, in 2022. Now, it's supposed to be February 6th, but they moved that to February 13th instead. So that's next year. That's in 2022, guys. So 13th of 2022, guys. And that's all there is you need to know on that, everybody. So number 2. So again, the NFL did agree. The NFL is going to do 17 games. There's going to be 3 preseason games, and that's all there is. 3 preseason games. Season's going to be kicking off September 9th, and on January 9th, by the way, 2022. Pro Bowl, Allegiant Stadium, February 6th, and the Super Bowl 56 will be starting February 13th, guys. So that's all there is. All the news you need to know on that, everybody, on that note. So that's all there is to. That's all. So the NFL did agree on a 17-game. Also, guys, another news here, and I also want to get you guys in the schedule that G-Men are going to face. Get you guys into that. Hang on a sec, guys. The schedule has not been released yet. I'll tell you about that for sure. And the schedule here was not released. I will say that, everybody. So they didn't release. So schedule's supposed to be released later this spring. So the schedule's not out yet. I will say for sure on that note. And to be honest, I'll tell you the G-Men are going to be facing for sure. There's a big question a lot of guys are going to be asking exactly is when's the schedule going to come out? Well, we're coming out this spring, guys, later this spring. I don't know when the schedule's going to come out, though. Hopefully I'll get an update on that. And that is all there is you need to know on that, everybody, on that note. So, yep. Schedule will be out. And, well, that's all there's for that, everybody, on that note right there. So, yep. That's what to do. That's what to do. That's what to do. they're expected to do a schedule, by the way. And yeah, I'll tell you who they're facing, by the way. The schedule has not been released yet. I'll tell you that. So that is all there is to it. So the home games that G-Men are going to have will be against the Falcons, Panthers, Raiders, Broncos, Rams, Washington, Puny Cowboys, and the Eagles. The away game is going to be against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, the former Super Bowl champs, Chargers, Tampa Bay Bucks, Tampa Bay, Saints, Dolphins, the Bears, Washington yet again, Cowboys, and the Eagles. Now the schedule has not been released yet, but hopefully the schedule schedules will be coming out by the spring, later this spring, and I don't know when the schedule's going to be out, but that is all there is to it, everybody, on that note. So also the regular season length increases to 18 weeks. The added games are going to feature opposing conferences that finish in the same place within the division previous season. So yeah, that's all there is on the 17-game season. So nothing more on that, everybody. Nothing more to that. So that's all there is you gotta know, everybody. That's all there is you gotta know on that. So no more to everybody on that note right there. Also got some other news. Get you guys some more on the Deshaun Watson probe. So it's right there that now there's total 21 lawsuits that were filed against Deshaun Watson of sexual assault and misconduct against Deshaun Watson. One states that D. Watts unsent text, unsent IG Instagram messages, contacting the women who previously massaged him through intermediaries. Now, one new lawsuit says Watson made obscene gestures, and second lawsuit says that over the course of 4 sessions, Watson exposed himself to massage therapists, touching her with his crotch, by the way, and groped her, coercing her into oral sex, and ejaculated her. Now there are a total of 21 lawsuits. Now there were 21 lawsuits that were filed, by the way. This will be a final lawsuit, which is 22 lawsuits, by the way. Everybody on that. Now Watson was accused by numerous female masseuses of sexual assault misconduct in Georgia, Texas, Cali, and Arizona. Now 18 masseuses, and now there are 18 female massage therapists that were issued statements regarding Deshaun Watson of the fact that that they were supporting D. Watts. They issued statements, by the way, that it wasn't immature. And I'll read you guys some new statements for sure, everybody, on that note. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot more to this, guys, and yeah. And that's all there is to it. You gotta know on that, everybody. So I can't reach the names, by the way. And there are a lot of names here. And I'll tell you about that. There are like 18 masseuses, and the names have been revealed. So this is by Rusty Hart about this. This is by Rusty Hart. He wanted them to issue the statements, and I'll issue the statements right now, guys. So the first thing right here. So the first thing right here says that all right, I'm gonna go with you right now, guys. So pay attention to this. These are messages from the 18 female massage therapists, by the way. The first one was Maya Robertson, who was a licensed massage therapist working in Houston for 10 years. Athletes. She says where she started working D. Watts in December of 2019, referred to him by another therapist, sent me a screenshot of a diagram that the head trainer Texas gave him, highlighting muscles that need to be worked on, including the groin and hamstrings. He asked if I felt comfortable working on those areas, and I said yes, because I'm used to working with athletes. These were statements, by the way, guys. Now, during the massage, Deshaun wasn't more comfortable using a towel than draping sheets over the table. It isn't unusual at all. Several clients that prefer using a towel over the sheet. We began using a towel, and that became the norm. When I saw that the first lawsuit mentioned a towel, I chuckled because I gave him that idea. It's not inappropriate because they teach you a massage. They teach you a massage school. They using towels okay. Some of these accusations are so ludicrous. Can't see him doing any of these things. Never inappropriate with me. Never felt threatened in any way. The second one was by Norma Reyna. Now she says right here that or sorry, Sarah Featheroff, who is a licensed therapist with a degree in dynamic neuromuscular stabilization. She works as strength and conditioning coach. Now she's performing extensive tissue work and body manipulation on professional athletes, pro athletes for the past decade. Now she's a movement specialist who concentrates on the function of muscles and joints. Now, last year in July, she performed a very thorough massage on Deshaun, focusing on his lower back, hips, and groin at a home he was renting while visiting LA. One of the most pro athletes I ever worked on. When the session was over, Deshaun helped me put away my table and walked me to my car because it was already quite late. Deshaun texted me during my drive home to make sure I got home safely. My experience was nothing like the plaintiffs are describing, like or the female massage or the other female massage therapists, if you will. I don't believe they are being truthful. And then let's see, we got right here. Now, yeah, I can read your names right here, guys. So, well, yeah, Sarah Fellows, one of the women, and then you got Kaylee Galindo, who was licensed massage therapist since 2018, especially in lymphatic, Swedish deep tissue, and sports massages. She worked on Deshaun Watson several times in August, December, and last year. She says he was respectful in every session, didn't have any issues with him being inappropriate. Focus areas requested were hip flexors, groin adductors, glutes, hamstrings, quads, lower back, abdominals. Common areas of strain with pro athletes, especially those who play his position. Always hospitable and communicate to make sure I always felt comfortable and safe. Many people idolize Deshaun Watson and perceive him as a legend. Getting to know, I know he's just a regular 25-year-old. Now, Masako Jones, who was a licensed massage therapist for the past 6 years, she says we're here. She worked with Deshaun several times since October 2019. She says Deshaun Watson never been anything other than a professional and polite. Focus on the areas that were strained or injured: shoulder, quads, calves, adductors, glutes, feet, things like that. That's not odd or inappropriate. You have to think. You have to Let's see right here. That you have to think about how athletes use their bodies, stances they're in, how they move during games. All those areas are typical, especially for football players. Also said right here that Deshaun never made me feel uncomfortable or intimidated. He was quiet compared to other pro athletes I've worked with. I'm completely floored by these lawsuits. The behavior described in them doesn't sound like him at all. I can't imagine him saying those things or doing these things at all. Laresha Danny Craig, who received her therapy license from the ATL School of Massage in 2008, primarily works with athletes, active adults, and entertainers. She says she massaged Deshaun 3 times. He was always pleasant, never had any uncomfortable or inappropriate experiences with him. He often listened to his music and said very little. During my career, unfortunately, I've experienced inappropriate situations where I stopped a massage. This never happened with Deshaun. He was faithful to my craft. And she says that Laresha Danny Craig says that Deshaun came to me requesting I work on his lower body. I worked his hamstrings, quadriceps, as well as his glutes and lower abs, asking for these muscle groups to be massaged. It's not uncommon for athletes. Working those muscles from origin to insertion is imperative to probably treat the muscle. If a therapist is inexperienced, if a therapist, hold on, if a therapist is inexperienced in this type of work, I can imagine it may make them uncomfortable trying to translate the layman's suggestion of how to stop the discomfort. It is important for a therapist to talk through any request with the client to determine exactly what hurts, as even the most educated person loses their anatomy knowledge when in pain. No Morena, who is a board certified therapeutic massage and bodywork, she formerly serves as director of Memorial Herman's Massage School and supervisor of Houston Methodist's massage program. She's in a private practice and a therapist for some dancers, the Houston Ballet. She works with NFL, MLB athletes, and got hired by the Brazilian government to train massage therapists to work on players who participated in the 2014 World Cup. Now she says here that she frequently observed Deshaun attending sessions with another therapist who works in the same building next door to me. Never observed Deshaun acting immature and never appeared to make anyone uncomfy. He was always cordial when he walked by. Glutes, lower abs, psoas, and adductors are common areas for athletes, both males and females, to request the therapist to work on. You must release the psoas and gluteal muscles to release tension. Gluteal muscles, releasing tension in the lower back. Proper and professional way to address this area with proper draping and communication. When working in the adductors and groin, pelvic area, it is not uncommon to accidentally graze the crotch, but you don't engage it. Teach my students to use a firmer touch or to move to a different area if a client gets aroused during a session, which sometimes happens. A professional way to deal with it: if a therapist feels uncomfy at any time during the session, he or she has the ability to end the session and file a complaint with the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulations and vice versa. You don't get a lawyer, file a lawsuit, or go to the news media. You file a complaint immediately. Now, Cam Pham Young, who was a massage therapist for 15 years in Houston, she first met Deshaun 3 years ago. A regular of ours, she worked on him twice, both times a combo tie and deep tissue massage. He wore boxers for both sessions, found him to be polite and respectful, didn't even know he was a pro football player during his first appointment. Myself and my coworkers were really shocked to hear about the lawsuit allegations because Sean never hinted at or did anything improper. Now, Alicia Storm says now she was a licensed massage therapist since June of last year, worked in ATL Atlanta. She says Deshaun first contacted her in February of this year by direct message on Instagram, by the way, after he saw a flyer that I posted. She worked on him 2 times, and in both instances, he asked for sports massage with a focus on his abs, abductors, thighs, and glutes. Each session lasted an hour, and he supplied the draping towel, which was the size of a beach towel. She says that Sean was respectful and professional towards me. He was always very quiet, listening to music on his phone. After each session, he thanked me and said he would be contacting me once again for another massage. And Dr. Ariel Balls was a licensed therapist and director of rehabilitation services at a Houston hospital. She specialized in sports performance and injury. Prior to joining the Houston hospital back in 2016, Dr. Ball spent 7 years working as a physical therapist in the ATL area. She worked with Deshaun several times in 2019 and 2020. He was very quiet during our sessions, often played music and zoned out. Like most athletes, he requested that I focus on his hamstrings, abs, and abductors. Never made me uncomfy and was always professional during our sessions. Also, now, Jazz Brooks, who was a licensed massage therapist in Texas with bachelor's and master's degrees in kinesiology from Texas Southern University. She's a certified in lymphatic drainage massage, prenatal massage, oncology massage, decompression, cupping, grasping technique, and cryotherapy. She's currently a medical staff member for the Team USA Track and Field. She provided massage therapy to Deshaun back in 2018 and massaged him at least 40 times since then. She worked with him once or twice a week during the season and is needed during the off season. Early on, he said he wanted me to focus on his hamstrings. He had a trainer that worked on his upper body and just to work the lactic acid out of his legs. This included the groin, glutes, and feet. He never asked me any questions and hardly ever spoke at all. And all that time, I never had a single uncomfortable, inappropriate experience or encounter with Deshaun Watson. That was Josh's book statement, by the way. Now, Ashley Thomas, who was a licensed massage therapist in Oklahoma in 2007, now it's a spa in Grand Prairie, Texas. She went to Deshaun at a Houston hotel in December 2019 after reaching out to him on Instagram. I remember Clemson was in town that day for a football game, and Deshaun watched it during a session. Before the appointment, he laid out what he wanted in very clear terms, only interested in a professional massage. She worked on him 4 or 5 times in total. The last time being in June 2020. He was always pretty quiet and never anything but respectful. Sweetest guy. Sessions were professional. He arrived, got his massage, and he left. I never heard anything negative about him, and I was completely thrown off guard by the recent allegations. LaWanda Howard, who was a licensed massage therapist for 3 years and works in Houston, she met Deshaun about a year ago when he reached out to Instagram. She had 2 therapy sessions with him, both of which were uneventful. On the first, he was just focused on his areas of concern and the pressure, listening to music and scrolled on his phone. On the second session, never inappropriate or did anything to make me feel uncomfy. He asked that I focus on areas that are typical for athletes: glutes, hamstrings, quads, and groin. Deshaun was appropriate. She says that Deshaun was appropriately and properly draped with a towel, common with sports clients. She says that Deshaun was respectful before, during, and after both visits, puzzled by the allegations and the lawsuits and in the media, not consistent with Deshaun's character. Nadia Luckerman was a licensed massage certified in sports and orthopedic massage in Houston. She's a low back specialist for nearly a decade. Taught courses at Hand and Stone Memorial and graduated with honors from Stone School of Massage. She says right here that she massaged Deshaun on August 12, 2020 at a Houston office, and he asked her to pay attention to his glutes, hamstrings, and adductors. This was consistent with the requests I have received from other athletes I have worked with in the past. He was always respectful and quiet. I never felt uncomfy. Now, Anna Compine was a licensed massage therapist in Houston for the past 8 years. She met Deshaun back in 2017 at a spa where I worked, which he would visit once or twice a week. Worked on him 6 or 7 times over the next 3 years. Would always want his back, shoulder, and arms massage, and he asked for deep tissue massages as well. She said Deshaun was draped during massaging a couple of times. He even asked for an extra towel because he was cold. He was completely covered. He never said much during the massage. He was very quiet. He would always say, "Yes, ma'am," or "No, ma'am." I never had any problem with him and never heard anyone say anything bad about Deshaun. Now, Rachel Martin is was an athletic trainer and licensed massage therapist. She says she massaged Deshaun 4 times at his house and at the Houstonian. When we first met, he asked if I was comfy with glutes, lower legs, and groin, and I said yes. As an athletic trainer, this is a normal request. Deshaun barely talked. He was super quiet and passive. She says he was one of the easiest clients I ever had. That's what makes these accusations against him so infuriating. A licensed therapist knows that you may graze the crotch and the penis during the course of the massage, and you are taught how to address it professionally. She says you are also taught that the therapist is in charge and to immediately speak up if something makes you uncomfy. That's Rachel Martin, by the way. Now, Joanne Brito was a licensed therapist for nearly 14 years, specializing in sports massage. She started treating Deshaun in early 2020, providing him massage therapy 3 to 5 times in all. Last time being in November 2020. Tells you what areas he wants to work on: the groin, glutes, and abs, which is normal for the athletes always found him to be polite, respectful, professional, and absolutely non-aggressive. Now, Tina Nagayan was a licensed massage therapist for 10 years, working at a spa in Houston. She met Deshaun 3 years ago and had provided messages to him several times. He wanted to focus on stretching and deep tissue massage. He never asked for or even hinted at anything inappropriate. He was always polite and respectful. When I eventually realized who he was, I asked him to have his picture taken with me to give to my son, who was a big fan of Deshaun Watson, by the way. He was there. Nakaya Hillman, who is a retired disabled veteran and a licensed esthetician, worked in Spring, Texas. She worked with Deshaun 3 times between October and December 2020 last year. She worked with Deshaun to give him full body scrubs and body wraps. No time did he act immature with me. If he did, I would have talked with him and handled the issue with him instead. So basically here, you got 18 female massage therapists that are actually supporting Deshaun Watson. Now they say that he wasn't inappropriate during these massage sessions. So why isn't that Deshaun Watson has now 21, that he has 21, that he has now 21 losses against him of sexual assault and misconduct? And I don't understand why these 18 female masseuses only sued the first time, but the attorney that's actually supporting, Deshaun, I'm sorry, that's supporting, Tony Busby. He was afraid that he didn't want to go to the police yet. That he's the police though. To issue the arrest warrant out for Deshaun Watson. I'll tell you that much. And honestly, he also represents these 18 or 22 women, by the way, and then the names were out, by the way. I'll tell you that much. So honestly, I don't understand what's going on here. So Deshaun Watson was being sued for sexual assault misconduct, but now you have 18 women that are named, by the way, here, 18 female masseuses, if you will. Now they're named in these statements. Their real names are out now. So honestly, I just don't know what to say about this at all. So the question is, we need to ask ourselves exactly, what is Deshaun Watson's future going to be? Is he going to have an arrest warrant on his hands? It's just all lies? Or is it just, just saying that these never happened, these never ensued? So why would Deshaun Watson? So I don't understand. At first, Deshaun Watson being sued for sexual assault misconduct by 18 or 21 female masseuses. And next thing you know, you have 18 of these female masseuses issue statements that were supporting Deshaun Watson, saying that he never acted inappropriate and mature during the massage sessions from last year, or from back in January this year, or from this past month. So really, what repercussions could be waiting? I mean, Nick Castillo, I think it's a Texas GM by the name of Nick Casero, said the allegations against Deshaun Watson were troubling. And honestly, I don't know what to say about this. I think that's it to say that there have not been any charges against Deshaun Watson. I can tell you that. I could also tell you though that Deshaun Watson has not been persecuted. He has not been charged yet. There has not been an arrest warrant for these allegations against him though. So the question is, were these false allegations? Now, after these 18 female masseuses read their statements, are these not false allegations against Deshaun Watson? Or could he face disciplinary action? Could he be facing an NFL ban for life, an NFL ban? Or could he be exiled? Or could he be, let's see, put on the commissioner's exempt list? Or could he just, be released in the Texans? Now, the NFL is still reviewing this, I can tell you that, though, but this is under the NFL's personal conduct policy, which it is. So if there was an arrest warrant out for Deshaun Watson, he would turn himself in, but honestly, unfortunately, he would consider doing so. But I think the Houston police, so not Rusty Harden, Tony Busby was the one that tried to go to the police, but he couldn't do so on that. And none of these 18 women didn't press charges against Deshaun Watson. There are these 21 women. Now, 18 of these women were supporting Deshaun Watson in their statements. And I read you what they said. Now they say here that he didn't do any of these immature things at all. I can tell you that. And it just tells you that this woman actually telling the truth here. They're trying to be truthful. So, what these 18 women going to do? Are they going to consider, not press charges against Deshaun Watson? Now, these were civil cases. I can tell you that. So, the question is, we need to ask ourselves: are these 18 women not going to consider press charges against Deshaun Watson? Could Deshaun Watson still be put on trial for that? Will Deshaun Watson be on trial or not? That's a big question we need to ask ourselves, guys. Because even though he was accused of sexual assault and misconduct by 21 female masseuses, now there's like 21 female lawsuits that were against Deshaun Watson for sexual misconduct and assault. By the way, I could tell you though that Deshaun Watson could be released in Texans, and not only that, he could be banned from the NFL for life. If Deshaun Watson put on trial, and if he admits that he did these things. Now, these 18 female masseuses say that he didn't do these things, they're mature. But Deshaun Watson was admitting, he denies the whole thing, but it was put on trial. But if he was put on trial and admits that he did these things, that would be it. If he was convicted of these, he'll be done for. He'll get jail time for life. That will get him banned from the NFL for life. I'll tell you that, though. So if he admits that he did these things, which he clearly denies, well, that's not right there for him. I could tell you that. So I'm not sure what repercussions are going to await Deshaun Watson. If there's going to be any, I can tell you that. And the NFL still looking over this for sure. And honestly, the matter is under review. I could also tell you, though, that this is under the NFL's personal conduct policy. If the NFL decides to, if the NFL decides to put him on the commissioner's exempt list, Deshaun Watson that is, or they decide to ban him from the NFL, that they could do so on that. And I'm not. What does the NFL make of these statements? What are your thoughts about that? You think there's all this creative lies, assume that that Deshaun Watson being immature? So let me know how you feel about this, what your reaction responses are. Those are the statements I just read to you by these 18 female suits that were just named though. And there's like 20, like one other lawsuit. I could tell you that. So that's all there is to know on that. And that does say it all right there. So yeah, Deshaun Watson. Where? He wasn't charged yet. I'll tell you that. So that's pretty much all you need to know, guys, on that note. So number 2 right there, everybody. I'll tell you that. So that does say it all. That does say it all right there. And yeah. So they completed more than 130 sessions. He completed more than 130 sessions. Now, Rusty Harden says that these women say they were troubled by the accusations made against Deshaun Watson. Claims are inconsistent that the experience with them are leading to be. Now, Rusty Harden says that he didn't make these women feel uncomfy. And Harden was in contact with 18 women, teaching other record statements supporting Watson. Now they show the other side of the story. So, like in the flurry of anonymous complaints filed by opposing counsel. And honestly, it just says that this is it. This will be it for him. I can tell you that. So Watson did not some wrongdoing. I can tell you that. And basically, that's that. So basically, that was that right there. That is right there. That's the very latest in the Deshaun Watson probe, and that's all there is to. They say that he was never being inappropriate or immature. So that's all you know in there, everybody. So just stay put on that. Also, some other news here. I also want to get into that. I want to get into that. Francis Ngannou says he wants to have 2 more fights this year. He wants to have one, including his match against John Bones Jones, and eventually wants a rematch against Derrick the Black Beast Lewis. And he may defend his U.S. title, by the way, too, as well, for both of them. Let me know about that. What your reaction responses are. I'll definitely get you guys into that. So, So all the news on that. Also, some other news here that Nate Diaz faced Leon Edwards at UFC 262 on May 15th in Houston. Now, Leon Edwards, he had an excellent eye poke. He did an excellent eye poke on Bilal Muhammad, by the way. That didn't look good there. So, Nate Diaz versus Leon Edwards, that's going to be happening on May 15th in Houston and used for UFC 262, and that's all they're doing there, everybody. So, no one's seen them since. Also, guys, the Jazz is another news. The Jazz's charter plane made an emergency landing after it took off yesterday, and after striking a flock of birds, that caused the engine fire and a failure. By the way, now the Jazz were on the way to Memphis to take on the Grizz. The Delta plane returned to Salt Lake City International Airport at the takeoff, and clearly, everyone's safe, by the way. So that's so there's nobody was injured. That's the best news out there. So hopefully they'll do okay, and they may play tonight or tomorrow. So thoughts about that, everybody? Your thoughts on that? They just gotta be safe. They just gotta play it next time. That's all they gotta do just for now on that. So all the news you need to know on that. Also, guys, some other news here that the Final Four teams are in. USC Gonzaga take on UCLA. You will see Baylor take on Houston. So those are going to be really interesting games. I can tell you that. That's all the news you need to know on that. So once again, the Final Four teams are set. Gonzaga taking on UCLA and Baylor taking on Houston. So that's all the news you need to know on that, everybody. On that note, so that's all there is to you to know. Also, guys, the Hornets defeated the Wiz 114-104. Where Scary Terry Rozier scored 27 points, had 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 block. Gordon Hayward scored 26 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal. Rui Hachimura scored 30 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Russell Westbrook scored 22 points, 15 rebounds, 14 assists, and 2 steals. So, good games there, I can tell you that. So, that's all those you need to know, everybody. Also, guys, Tyler Lockett was given a 4-year, $69.2 million offer extension, including $37 million guaranteed. With the Steelers, congrats him on that. That's all there's to you to know on that. So, best to get there for him. Also, guys, the police are looking to find a minor league mascot for the Chattanooga Lookouts. Mascot. They're looking for their mascot. Lou, by the way, after the mascot got stolen from the AT&T field. And the merchandise and the equipment were stolen as well, though. So Chattanooga police are looking for the mascot Louis, and I'm trying to figure out who stole who stole him, by the way, and who took the equipment and merchandise. So that's the big question right there. So contact Chattanooga police, you know, done on that, and yeah, that's all the students know on that, everybody. So yeah. That's all there is to it. You need to know on that, everybody. And yeah. That does say it all. So we're gonna know just for now on that, everybody. So they go missing, and yeah. It does say it all right there, guys. And that's all there's to it. You need to know on that, everybody. So the number would be numbers that's all there is to it. You need to know on that. And yeah. So it's still, you know, so the mascot did go missing. Little mascot went missing. It's a Chattanooga Lookouts mascot for the minor league baseball. And they're looking forward to see who the perpetrators are. There have not been any arrests yet. Hopefully there will be for sure. Figure who they were. That's all there is to it. You know on that, everybody. So hopefully the mascot's safe and the equipment's been found. That's all there's to you to know, everybody, on that note. Also, guys, other news. One wish happy birthdays out to Dead or Alive Sayuri, Lynette from Soul Calibur, Seong Hamyang from Soul Calibur, 6, by the way, story. Christopher Walken, Ewan McGregor, Melissa Ordway, Kate McCutcheon, Tony Yayo, late great Gordie Howe, Jessica Cesar, J. Rock, Al Gore, Devin Hubbard, Simone Smith, Camilla Osmond, Emma Atkins, Daphne Fernandez, Lindsay Kessler, Molly Karam of First Steak, Samantha Brown, Tony Cox, Ann DePaula, Victoria Smurfett. You got Pavel Burke, Pavel Buer, Atlanta D, Cadenet, Taylor, Ann May, Routledge, Jessica Sutton, Janini Iyer, and James Jones. So ladies and gentlemen, send your birthday wishes, your birthday shelter, birthday tweets. Everybody, that's all it's got to do just for now. And that's all I got to say on that, everybody. So, number 2 on that, everybody. And yeah, that will say it all right there. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. So that's all the news you need to know on that, everybody, on that note. So, just on your birthday wish, your birthday shelter, birthday tweets, everybody. That's all it's got to do just for now. And that's all you need to know on that. So, yep. So, also, guys, Godzilla vs. Kong movie is out right now. Guys, check it out, everybody. Hope you guys enjoy it. Tell me you guys think it's going to win Godzilla vs. Kong. Let me know in the comments down below on that. Also, guys. Now, the Mortal Kombat 2020 movie is supposed to be coming out on April 16th, but said it's been delayed to April 23rd. I'm not pleased with that. I'm really not. So why they got to move to April 23rd? Really? Why? Why make room to see Godzilla vs. Kong movie, which is out right now, guys? So why exactly would they delay the Mortal Kombat 2021 movie to April 23rd? That I don't get that. Like, really, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about that, everybody? That's all I gotta say on that. So what are your thoughts? And I can't describe that. I'm a bit upset with that. I really am. I just understand why they got moved to April 23rd. I don't get that. Like, really, why is that? So that's all there's news you on that, everybody. And that's all there's I can say on that. Ladies and gentlemen, that will do right there for the Khalil Sports Board. Let's come to the Khalil Sports Board YouTube channel and Facebook page by any and all means necessary. Be sure you send me your comments, tweets, your reactions, your thoughts, your responses on 18 women who issued 18 female masseuses who issued statements regarding Deshaun Watson, by the way, the sexual assault and misconduct claims by that, and they say that Deshaun Watson is being appropriate and professional. So what are your thoughts about that, everybody? You think they're telling the truth, by the way? Or you think they're lying themselves? You think they're all lies? You think they're just telling the truth? Let me know about that when it comes to. Let me know what repercussions going to be weighing Deshaun Watson, if there's going to be any, by the way. Let me know about that. Let me know if he's going to be exiled from the NFL. Let me know if you think he's going to be having a arrest warrant on his hands. Let me know for sure if in fact that he'll fight the case in court, which you could, by the way. So what are your thoughts about that, everybody? I'll definitely just want to share, everybody. That's all the news you need to know on that. That's the red list from the Deshaun Watson probe. Everybody on that. Your thoughts on Francis Ngannou saying wants 2 fights, him targeting John Bones Jones, and one other fight, a rematch against Derrick the Black Beast Lewis. What are your thoughts about that? Let me know in the comments about that. I'll just want to share. With us on Nate Diaz taking on Leon Edwards, who poked Bilal Muhammad in the eye, by the way. Accidental eye poke, by the way. So he's going to take on Nate Diaz he'll take on Nate Diaz at UFC 262 on May 15th in Houston. So what your thoughts about that, everybody? Let me know in the comments about that. I'll just want to share, everybody. You listen to Hornets defeating the Wiz 142-104. Let me know in the comments about that. I'll definitely just want to share what's all these on that. You listen to Jazz Charter making an emergency landing after a flock of birds caused the engine fire and a fair, by the way. Thoughts about that? I just want to share. So you on that, everybody. What are your thoughts on the police trying to find Chattanooga Lookouts mascot Louis? By the way, no more about that. I just want to share. That's on Tyler Lockett given a 4-year, $69.2 million offer extension, including $37 million guarantee with the Steelers. Let me know about the country. I'll just want to share. That's a good move there. Let me know who's going to win the Final Four. Zach is they're still undefeated, by the way. So your thoughts, everybody? I got UCLA, so that's all I got to say on that. And also, you'll see Baylor taking on Houston, by the way, as well. So let me know about that. I got the Zaxxon sign walking out as Final Four champs, and they could be going to defeated. I mean, they only got 2 games left. So what thoughts about that, everybody? I'll definitely just want to share. That's all the news you need to know on that, everybody. And yep, that's all I'm gonna see on that. So, number 2, everybody on that. Well, with us on Horse defeating the Wiz 141-104. Let me know what the comments about that. I'll just want to share. That's all the news you need to know on that, everybody. And that's all I can say. What are your thoughts on Godzilla vs. Kong movie coming out right now? I guess you thought about that. I'll just want to share, everybody. You sure enjoy the movie, everybody, on that. Let us know, guys. We done some more Kombat movie 2021 being delayed to April 23rd. All the conversation about that. I'll just not sure. What are your actual thoughts about that? I'll just about to everybody and slowly news YouTube on that. I'll bet more breaking news, times live updates, so on to a whole lot more than clothes. What's what everything sports related. And I will say happy belated birthday to Viva Van, by the way, guys. That's about that. Let's see you doing that. Alabama breaking news, trend times live updates, so on to a whole lot more in the club, sports, what everything sports related, everything there is. So that's like I said, everybody. Take care, everybody. You guys have a good evening. Please be safe out there. Bye bye.